Okay, so sir, you're here at today's fashion show. Tell me, as a stylist, why do you come to shows like this? Why is it so important for you to come to shows like this?
Actually, I'm only here basically because of Tatiana. She's so sweet and nice, and I'm curious. I've actually never really seen the extent of her work, and this is more personal for me. I'm got shows. I'm actually walking in a show tomorrow, and there's a big fashion show on the Pacific Design Center. It's Fashion Week. There's all sorts going on, but I came just to see what her line is like and to support her, because she's always so sweet. So there's another side to fashion. It's not all cutthroat. It's just, responding to some love too.
Well, let's talk a little about that. So we were talking about sometimes fashion doesn't have to be competitive. Sometimes it really is more of collaboration, celebration, and just honoring each other. Can you talk a little bit about that? Why is that important?
Why is what important?
To collaborate, to celebrate each other's work.
Well, the fashion industry, we all have something in common because we love fashion. So there's that underlying thing, and then on the bottom of that, there's respect for creativity. There's the joy of it, the fun of it, and depending how long you've been around, you see many sides to it. And of course, there is competition, And then there's also somebody you'll get wind that this designer's using this color, and then you find out somebody else is using the same. And you think, oh, it's the in color. Yeah, it's a lovely story that you never know, and the result is, what makes it into the stores, basically, and into the magazines.
Well, what is the secret of getting it into the stores? You mentioned earlier that you've been in the industry for...
Actually, wearable. Just be wearable. A lot of people are very artistic and do great things, but the bottom line is an industry and it's commercial. And I mean, some people won't actually focus on being commercial. They want to be creative and so on and so on. And I applaud that. But the bottom line is a business too. And this business can employ a lot of people. And that's beautiful. And so the more sales, the better. So the bottom line is it should be current, it should be fun and flattering and hot and sell. People want to wear it. And there's a lot of clothes out there, a lot of people out there. But good fashion, it starts with the fabric. And basically it's very simple. If people respond to it and buy it, that's hopefully the bottom line, because it's an industry. And then you've got specialized. I don't know, Tatiana is probably a bit more specialized. I've got a feeling she's not that commercial, she's more artistic. So the price can go up there, it can be more unique, it can hit a certain clientele. It's getting to that clientele that can be the challenge. So you might do a photo shoot for a very avant-garde magazine, or a magazine you don't think is that important, but a certain one or two people might see. You have to keep trying, but a certain few people might see it, and the next thing you know, she's wearing this very unusual piece, stands out from all the ones we were just talking, the commercial stuff. So it can go both ways, but it's harder to not be commercial. It's harder, to be very creative, because you're limiting yourself right away. So these designers, they must go through hell. I know they ask me, I design a line, and sometimes I'm like, oh, no problem. But I see how much work's involved. I'm an old hippie, I've been around forever. I don't want to work my ass off. So I like to choose. I'm a stylist, so I'll choose from designers. I might like only half of Tatiana. I might only like 2 or 3 things, but those 2 or 3 things. And that's what I found too in the fashion industry. I've been to hundreds of fashion shows over the years. Each designer will do at least one thing that you like, that you can do. Mostly you'll find 1 or 2 things from everybody. Thank God. There's been 1 or 2 you've missed. But Tatiana lied. I don't want to see it too much. I can tell just by the way she is that it's very particular. And it's sort of bohemian. I don't know yet. It's eccentric bohemian.
So, okay, last question. Or maybe
no, you can ask me many more. I'm just getting warmed up.
Okay, I can keep going.
Oh, I can.
Okay, so, what do you look for when, as a stylist? And looking at all these different designers, what are you looking for your clients, for the folks that you work with, that you're trying to
something that makes you go, wow, and something that looks good quality. I don't know. I've got an eye, you know, and when you do this after a while, you fine tune your choices. I can just tell when something's wonderful and when it's okay and when it's awful. And then you see a lot of good designers that are doing things, but you might even get the yawn effect. Been there, done that. What's the point? You know, it could be very interesting. And like I'm looking at this show that's just coming in. You know, there's a couple of pieces I like. Behind you, there's all this other show finishing, and I'm already scanned it. And rolled my eyes, you haven't seen it. But there's a couple of things that are beautiful.
Well, see, so that's like, would you consider yourself a creative type? So you just saw it just like that. Like, take me through your thought process. Like, how does it even work? And you just know.
Yes, it's like a chef might walk into a restaurant to smell something. Oh, that's very good. Have you done that very well? I don't know. I don't really have any formal education in the arts. But I've developed more of an art. You know, being a stylist, it's not just having good taste. And if you're doing a photo session for a magazine, an editorial, I'm sure you've heard that expression, it's good to have an artistic bent. And when I first started going to fashion shows, funnily enough, it was in Milan in the 80s. Yeah, and I mean, it was fantastic. But they would come out down the runway, and there'd be all this stuff going on. And then I found out I was working with Marcus Bazaar, editor-at-large, Italian Bazaar, fabulous. But I was like, I was still learning. But what surprised me was there'd be accoutrement, there'd be all this other theatre going on. But actually they were just selling the jacket or the skirt, and the rest was theatre. And at first I was like, and then I got it. And it's the same when you're doing an editorial photo shoot. You have to actually, to make the photograph interesting, you come up with interesting accessories or a storyline or just an outrageous hat or something to make it fabulous. And you learn that stuff.
So for up-and-coming designers, you're saying maybe don't over-accessorize, perhaps, right? Is that
depends.
For up-and-coming designers, what is your one piece of advice for them? Like when they're coming down the runway, knowing that you're going to be sitting in the audience, what is your one piece of advice for up-and-coming to wow you in that one moment?
All right, shape. It's all about the shape and flattering the woman's body. Really. And you know, there's been times when I can see some great designs are going, that's a male designer. You know, because although it's architecturally interesting, this and that, women like to look elegant and sexy. They want to be desired. So make your dresses help the woman to be desired. That's actually a big secret. It sounds so simple, but actually it's as simple as that. Make the woman beautiful. She wants to be desired. When the man looks at her, he wants to see that beautiful thing. You don't have to completely be all tacky. It can be done in a very nice way. But make the woman pretty. Don't drown her. Don't overshadow her. Just make people want to make love to that beautiful lady. You know?
Perfect.
Perfect. Yep, thank you.